everyone, welcome to Coffee and Tea, an online video series where I get to sit down with Pastor Teresa and ask her a theological question. I'm Pastor Heather, drinking coffee.
I'm Pastor Teresa, drinking tea.
Teresa, this is our fourth episode
Wow.
of Coffee and Tea. How are you feeling?
I'm always anxious about what the question's going to be honest.
Well, speaking of questions, would you be up for taking a few questions from our viewers for the next few episodes?
I'll say a cautious yes.
That'll work.
Intrigued.
That'll work for me.
Okay.
Well, here is your question for today.
Okay, drum roll.
Yes.
Okay.
What is the kingdom of God?
Kingdom of God. Jesus talks a lot about the kingdom of God, doesn't he? Yeah. One of the things that Jesus says and reminds us is that the kingdom of God is here and among us. I think a lot of us, I'll speak for myself, sometimes just assumed growing up that the kingdom of God was out there, like after we die or somewhere off in the future. But no, Jesus teaches us that it's right here if we have eyes to see and experience and to help build it. I also like that Jesus was often using metaphors to describe it, to kind of expand our imagination. So I think one time he says it's like a mustard seed. It's this tiny thing that can grow into a really big tree. So kind of like, it makes me think of love or hope starting small and growing. Or it's a precious treasured item that's hidden in a field and then somebody discovers it. And so I think the kingdom of God, as he describes it, is something clearly that we help bring about through our actions, but also it's not all about us. It's also about how God is already manifest in the world and loving, and that presence is out there if we have eyes to see it and to be attentive to it. The other thing I like that Jesus says, and I think about your work, Heather, with children, is Jesus says that the kingdom of God belongs to the children. Yeah. And I think that that's because kids do have the eyes. They're always able to see things that we can't see. They see beauty and fun and imagination. For example, I always think of the example of like the empty cardboard cylinder roll from wrapping paper. And an old towel, and like that's what we'd see as a cardboard cylinder and an old towel, but they would like drape it around their neck and have a sword and a cape and be a superhero or something, slaying dragons. And that kind of imagination, I think, is part of why Jesus said the kingdom of God belongs to the children, because they're able to see it. They're able to see the beauty in people. They're able to see the presence of God in the world in ways that we don't always see. So I love that. And it makes me wonder too, just with your work with children, if you see that and like how you imagine or have experienced the kingdom of God, like the children teaching you. So can you share a little bit about that?
Just a second.
Because I think people online would really like to hear what you have to say. She says she has a call. Okay.
Excuse me.
Well, I guess that's it. And so, as you heard, Heather said that if you have a question, you can drop it in the comment section below. And now that she's not here to speak for herself, if you would like her to answer some of the questions and we could have a conversation about it together, you can add that in the comment as well. I'll see you next time. Bye.